it kills me that I know Boise State is in danger of losing their program. When Arizona State kind of dropped their program for a little while, a guy came back and donated and helped them get it back. I mean, when they were talking about pulling the wrestling out of the Olympics, there was millions of people just with that save wrestling hashtag that everyone was using. I mean, it's such a tight-knit community, and it's because I just think it's such a blue-collar, it's not a flashy sport. It's not you're never going to, I mean, it was so cool when I would get put in the newspaper. I mean, it barely ever happened because wrestling just doesn't get that kind of notoriety that basketball, football, baseball does. So with that, you get that little bit of, I don't want to say chip on your shoulder, but you get that little bit of, okay, football players, I know I work harder than you. Okay, baseball players, I know you get all the notoriety, but we know who the hardest worker in the room is right now. We know who the guy is that if you're in the trenches, you want me next to you, not your fellow baseball player or football player or whatever, And I don't mean to demean those sports. I'm just saying we come from that non-spotlight, small gyms, very little notoriety, blue-collar hard work ethic that, I may have wrestled you 10 times and lost to you every single time, but I got a ton of respect for you. And if your program was about to get dropped, I'm going to fight for it and I'm going to help it out, And I think that's why you've seen so many wrestlers become so successful because, shoot, man, I fight my tail off because I was used to fighting my tail off in front of, 150 people in Columbia, Missouri, with no cameras there and barely making any kind of headlines in the Mizzou school newspaper ever until we started becoming really, really good. So I came from that no spotlight into the spotlight of mixed martial arts, and it's such a big commercial sport with all the lights and the glitz and the glam and the money and the fighting in Madison Square Garden now. So all of this is such a huge cherry on the top. So it makes me work extra hard. So it's hard to explain it, but if you're a wrestler, I'm gonna like you more than if you weren't a wrestler a little bit. So it's just interesting. I just feel like I haven't even scratched the surface of how good I am. It's really starting to click these last couple fights and these performances that I'm putting on. But man, I see and envision myself doing things in this sport with my technique and with my precision and with my speed and my power that I didn't think was possible up until the last year or so. And I see it and I feel it coming to fruition. And man, I just want to outperform my previous self. I want people to look at me and say, man, that guy is something special. That guy is talented. And that guy says what he means and means what he says, and he works extremely hard. So if he can do it, if he can accomplish what he's accomplishing, then I can accomplish this crazy dream that I have that all these people told me that I couldn't do. Really, at the end of the day, I was just a little guy from a little town who was trying to do big things. A big shot is just a little shot that never stops shooting. And that's really what I have been and what I always will be. And through all of this, it's about that constant and never-ending improvement and making a better life for my wife and my future kids. And I'm on that road, and I couldn't be more happy. And this next chapter of my life is just about breaking those barriers, continue to outperform my previous self, and just get better every single day and inspire and motivate people. That's really what it's about. And along the way, win a ton of fights and put food on the table.